On today's DNVR Broncos podcast, we are breaking down Broncos and Packers. We've got the keys for the Broncos to win as a home underdog. Speaking of home underdogs, we've got a great clip from Bo that you will want to hear. Plus, we're looking around the league. What do the Broncos need to happen this weekend? We're giving our final picks. Big show starting now. Is there a Super Bowl preview going on at Empower Field at Mile High? No, okay. Well, no, that's your answer. We won't discuss that. We'll discuss the Broncos-Packers on today's DNVR Broncos show, live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your local Front Range Toyota stores, and presented by Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 to get in on the Broncos as home dogs. We've got so much to break down. Ryan Koenigsberg, Henry Chisholm. We got Dion behind the camera and Zac Stevens rocking and rolling with you today, fellas. We are almost here. It's almost game time for a big game. Not a Super Bowl preview, though, I guess.
No. The Packers aren't like that.
Oh, Packers aren't like that.
Yeah.
You were never going to say Broncos aren't like that. And I would just say, statistically, it's like 1 in 16.
No chance. Sorry.
Right.
See you guys next year.
Well, Packers fans, tune in next year for your update.
Yep.
Too inconsistent. They can play with the best teams. They can beat the best teams. They can also lose to was it Dylan Gabriel who's the quarterback of the Browns? Or was it Joe Flacco? Flacco, and they lost. That's a little better, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
definitely better than Gabriel.
Definitely better than
That guy
Gabriel.
stinks.
Your guy won Rookie of the Week. Stole it from RJ Harvey this week.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that he stole it. But I will say this is a true story. I went on and I was going to vote for Shador. And then I saw that RJ was on there and I decided to abstain.
Wow. Broncos Country appreciates that.
Yeah.
Okay. I was looking.
But Shador deserved it.
Talked to Marvin a little bit yesterday because he's AFC Special Teams Player of the Week, which he'd won 2 times before. This was the third. But he didn't win it when he had the kick return touchdown, which kind of surprised me. So I looked back to see who won it, and I think it was Matt Gay. And I was like, how do you give it to a kicker versus a guy who kick return touchdown? The answer is he was 5 for 5. 4 of them were 50 yards or longer, which is the most ever. He hit 1 field goal to send it to overtime and 1 field goal to win it in overtime. I was like, I guess you can probably get that one over Marvin.
Marvin, guys, he now has the most special teams, AFC Special Team Player of the Week awards in Broncos history among returners. Huh. Hasn't even finished his 3rd year yet.
I wonder when they started the award.
So it used to be an entire league award, but even including the league awards before it was just AFC, NFC, still has that.
Because Haven Moses back in the day was,
and maybe
my understanding is he was awesome.
Yeah, you might be right. Not a Pro Bowler in his first 2 years though.
Wow.
Or All Pro in his first 2 years though, like Marvin.
Wow.
All right, guys. So let's dive into this game and let's start with some injury news because I want to see where you guys are with what the injury report looks like. And let's take a look at the Common Spirit injury report right now. So a couple of big names on here, guys. Ben Powers is back with the Broncos. He was designated to return from the IR yesterday. He was a limited participant in practice. Of course, he had that bicep injury that's held him out 8 games or something like that. The time frame was to get him back by the end of December. He might be beating that a little bit now. I don't expect him to play this week, but him practicing this week gives him a real good shot of being back for the Jags game. How powerful is Ben being back?
I think it's big. I think he comes back. He's a starter. Palcho looked good, but that is the Ben Powers job. There's nothing that happened that makes you think you gotta keep Palcho in there. Those are conversations you can have in the offseason when you decide team building wise what makes more sense. Save the $10 million, have Palcho, maybe have a rookie compete, whatever it may be. But I think he comes back, and I think he is an upgrade. And I think that having him back should be it'll be a good thing. It's not in past years when the Broncos haven't had depth, it would have meant a little bit more, but it's always good to have a starter back.
I'll just say, like, he's going to help the run game.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to help the run game. And I think Henry specifically has been very much like the Broncos are going to have to find a way to successfully run the ball to win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And so Ben Powers coming back for that reason is great. Ironically, you probably run less Powers with Ben Powers over Palcho because Palcho is more mobile and agile.
Right. Yeah. We'll see. It'll be interesting, and you just hope they isn't rusty or anything. Yeah.
Ben Zones.
Yeah, right.
I agree with you guys. I think this is going to be a big get for the Broncos as the season progresses. And like you said, Ryan, the run game is going to have to be there, and he's going to really, really help with that. So I think this is big news. I don't think he's going to play this weekend. But I mean, you get him back for the final 3 games of the regular season, he'll be ready to go once playoffs comes around.
I think Ben Powers' stock is now low enough that I'm buying.
Oh,
good spot.
Like, you know, you've talked about this, Henry, where you're like, oh, like people get too in on something, then I'm out on it, and then people overcorrect, and
That's
they're
how the
out on it.
market
Now
is.
I'm in on it. That's where I'm at with Ben Powers.
right.
Buy low, sell high.
And it's going to be one of the most exciting storylines of the offseason, I think. Because hopefully you guys watched the draft pod before this, but I think the Broncos are in prime position to draft an offensive lineman. And so you get to the draft, you say, we're drafting an offensive lineman because whoever just fell to us in the first round, bump him into guard, compete with Palcho for a year, trade Ben Powers for another pick, save that $10 million. Like, there's a lot of cool things. There are very few places on the roster where change kind of makes sense, but that's one of them. But as of now, you just have him back. Also, somebody pointing out, yes, Rick Upchurch was the one from that era that I meant. We need to have just like a resident old guy in the chat who can kind of keep all this stuff straight for us. So right now, Denver Roch is in the lead, but we need a little competition going here for old guy knowledge.
Yeah. Bring back Iceman.
Yes, Iceman. Yes.
Shout out Iceman. Guys, so speaking of the run game, on the other side, Broncos get a big boost on the defensive line. DJ Jones not only practiced for the first time in over a week, he was a full participant. So he is likely to play this Sunday. And man, that's going to be big going up against this Packers defense. Really good that DJ only missed a week with that because we had no idea just how severe his injury was, and now it seems like it's just a 1-week injury, which is really, really good.
Yeah. That's the thing about covering a Sean Payton team.
Yep. You never know.
Yep.
But it's
Unless he
basically
does,
like covering hockey.
Right.
Yeah, it's very true.
He never tells you what's happening unless he does.
No, won't even say upper body or lower body.
Does anyone ever have a mid-body injury in hockey?
I think it's
Or do
just
they
like a
just
hard
draw
line.
the line at the waist?
Yeah, it's just straight. There's a weight, and nobody really like if you got cut right along your waistline, it'd be tough. But
So belly button is
above,
is upper body.
that'd be upper.
Okay.
You ever injured your belly button?
Yeah, I've had some blood
I'd have
in
some
there
questions
before.
about what you were doing.
We'll move on with that. Nate Adkins, a limited participant. And the interesting thing with Nate Adkins is we all know how much Sean Payton loves him, but now that Adam Prentice has kind of developed into this new piece that Sean Payton loves, they don't play the exact same position, but Sean talked about it yesterday and kind of said that those two guys will play off each other in terms of their snaps. So that's an interesting one. How you feel about your boo being back?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, you talk about the run game. You don't want to like hate on Mercedes Lewis for getting beat a couple times by Max Crosby because it's Max Crosby, and that's the sort of thing that's going to happen sometimes. But you do go and look and see like there's one play where they're trying to get RJ Harvey to the boundary and he has to cut it up because there's some sort of like miscommunication because you have Lil Jordan Humphrey trying to crack the end, Mercedes just trying to hit the end. I think Mercedes is supposed to like go around in space, or maybe it's supposed to be Lil Jordan who just stays out in space and takes out the corner. Whatever it is, something doesn't work because both those guys are like they've only been here a month or less at this point, and so those things happen. But just to have somebody who's been in the system, who is really, really good at blocking, again, like all that motion stuff that you can do with him, it's awesome. Again, it's similar to like the Prentice thing. I don't think there's much overlap. Like, yes, Nate Adkins could play fullback if you wanted him to, and because he wears the number 45, people really want him to play a lot of fullback. But when you have a fullback on the field, you usually want a tight end on the field too, and you usually want to run the ball, and that tight end is usually going to be Nate Adkins anyway.
Do you guys want the potentially really good news for the Broncos, or should I hit you with the potentially really bad news for the Broncos first? We're down to two things left.
Give me the really, really bad.
The really, really bad is, well, this is pretty darn bad. Pat Bryant did not practice yesterday. Last week, he was limited with a hamstring injury, then did play in the game. Yesterday, he did not practice, and it is trending and really looking like he is not going to play this week. And as we've talked about, Pat Bryant's kind of emerged as the Broncos' number 2 receiver.
It's okay.
Okay.
You'll live.
We're going to be okay.
Okay.
I mean, probably you'll just see a lot more of what Henry was just talking about.
Right.
Heavy formations, little Jordan Humphrey, running the football, possessing the football.
Try to get 10-play, 80-yard drives.
Yeah, again,
8
it's all
minutes.
about just making sure that these guys are healthy when it really counts. And so let's make sure Patty B is nice and protected.
I agree. Hamstrings with the receiver, though, scare me.
Mm-hmm. And then I would add, that's how I felt when the Broncos lost Marvin Mims for a couple weeks. And then I watched the game and was like, oh, sure would be nice to have Marvin. Like, he sure is explosive out there. And so I feel the same way. Like, they should be just fine. But if the offense isn't clicking, your brain's going to go straight to like, I wonder if Pat Bryant would have converted a couple third downs.
You know,
Let's see how it plays out.
Lil Jordan Humphrey's going to be converting those now.
Right. All it's going to take is one drop from Lil Jordan, and everybody's going to be talking about how great Pat Bryant's hands are.
Is he 3 for 3 this year so far? 3 catches
I
on 3
believe
targets?
so.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't remember it. Yeah.
He did have one drop.
Did he?
It just wasn't on a pass.
Oh,
Wait, what was
It
it?
was on the goal line on a punt.
right.
You don't remember that? Perfect punt.
Was that,
He catches
that was
the
his
ball.
first game?
Yes,
Yeah.
on the 1-inch yard line, and then just drops it and it ends up going into the end zone.
No, I don't remember this at all.
It was 2 games ago.
Yeah, I think his first game back. Right.
Wow. Yeah, no, way over my head.
What game was
But it wasn't on the
thought it was-
offensive side of the ball.
No, it wasn't.
And there is one more injury that could potentially really, really help the Broncos. That's coming up next.
We love Mac Weldon on this podcast. And I think all the podcasts, everybody just loves Mac Weldon.
Yep.
So much good, comfortable clothing that looks nice. You know, I've decided in my life that I don't need to impress anybody with how I dress. I went through like a phase like 5 years ago and then like relaxed. But the nice thing is you can like relax into just wearing whatever you want to wear while also looking nice with Mac Weldon. They've got all sorts of different stuff, whether you're going to the gym or you're going to work or there's a night out, hiking, whatever it may be. They've got all sorts of different things, including their new tech linen line that combines the easy charm of classic linen with their Cool Max technology. So whatever you're looking for, whether it's shirts, shorts, hoodies, MacWeldon.com is the place to go. Best part, you get 20% off your first order of $125 or more if you use the code DNVR. So head on over to Mac Weldon, go check it out, because I'll guarantee that you will like what you get.
Guys, if I could tell you get bigger, tastier, and healthier, you'd sign up for that, right? It's a pretty good combo right there.
Depending on the type of bigger.
That
But
is what
yes.
our friends over at HelloFresh are delivering. And you say, well, what type of bigger? How about a double the menu size?
Whoa.
So you can now choose from over 100 options each week, including steak and seafood recipes for no extra cost, plus
Jeez.
3 times the number of seafood recipes they've got over there. And you can choose from over 15 high-protein recipes each week, like grass-fed ribeye or lamb chops. Now that is just sent straight to your door too. That is impressive. And speaking of impressive, they are going to give you over at HelloFresh, they're going to give you 10 free meals and a free breakfast for life if you go to HelloFresh.com/Broncos10FM now. That's Broncos10FM now. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as a discount on first box. New subscribers only, varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/Broncos10FM for free 10 meals and breakfast for life. And shout out to the presenting sponsor, Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. All right, fellas, there's one more potentially very huge piece to this game as Ryan drops his ring on the floor.
Single.
Oh, hit him up.
Wow. Is that why your phone was hot? Just
Now's
the
your chance.
DMs are blowing up?
Now's your chance.
Josh Jacobs, guys, not practicing yesterday, not practicing today, dealing with a knee injury. There's a chance he does not play. And guys, if he does not play, this is maybe the biggest potential injury in the entire NFL this week in terms of impacting a game.
Who's that?
Josh Jacobs.
Oh, yeah.
The Bronco.
Yeah.
By the way, married again. You missed your chance.
Missed your chance.
Oh, man, that would be really nice.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think that counts as wishing injury on someone.
No, he
He's
already has
already
it.
hurt.
Yeah.
I just hope it lasts a couple of extra days.
Yeah, well, give him the Pat Bryant treatment. You know, he needs to be ready for the playoffs for the Packers.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's be smart here, Packers.
Be smart, Matt LaFleur.
What's his injury?
Knee.
Yeah, and
Very
I've heard
important.
that altitude
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah,
altitude
in the knees.
is bad for knees.
Yeah.
So probably just best to bubble wrap him up.
Yeah.
Even just leave him at home. Like
I would.
you don't want to mess with planes.
No.
Altitude again.
Definitely. He has to walk a lot.
Yep.
Getting on
Swelling.
the plane off. Yeah.
Right.
Oof. Yeah.
Stiffness.
Yeah. Stiffness. No, sorry, Josh. I think you gotta stay home.
Dangerous game.
Yeah.
Dangerous game they're playing.
Yeah,
It is.
it really, and he's a guy that he's their only player with over 1,000 yards from scrimmage, which is receiving and running combined. That would be massive. So we're going to continue to follow that story as it happens. But I think that's not the difference in the game. That's the difference in me being like, man, this is a toss-up game, to me being like, yeah, the Broncos win.
Okay.
It's going to be a battle regardless. I think there's a world in which the Broncos shut the run game down and still lose. I like the Broncos' chances and all that, but I'm struggling to get like a read on how this whole thing is going to play out.
It's going to be a one-score game. It's going to come down to the last drive.
I think the Broncos would be favored if Josh Jacobs is ruled out.
Yeah.
So if you want plus money on the Broncos and you think that Josh Jacobs isn't going to play, or you think that the Broncos are going to win, get it now because that'll flip.
Yeah, knee injury.
Just a
Wonder
minor knee
what
injury.
the minor knee
Right,
injury
yeah.
is. Just like knee swelling, knee
Yeah.
contusion.
What some coach always said, it's always a minor injury if it's not your own injury.
Right.
Yeah, I just think of injuries in the NFL based on can this be fixed with Toradol?
Oh.
And like the knee's kind of scary.
Yeah,
It'd
it's
probably take the pain away though.
yeah, it certainly would. But we'll be following that really quick in the Toyota chat. I saw someone ask if we're going to be doing tailgates in the playoffs for the first time ever. We're going to be doing Broncos playoff tailgates in Denver.
We're gonna have to lock up a home
Right.
playoff
Let's
game.
knock on some wood.
No,
Oh boy.
Broncos are fine.
Here we
They-
go.
They're
I'll
they're
do it.
they're playing a home
boy.
playoff game.
Let's knock on some wood.
this year. Hey, just
But they're already
just
selling
ask
the
the
tickets, so, like,
Broncos.
the
They're-
jinx.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
I mean, they
that
have
doesn't
the-
count as a
It's a
jinx.
league
Yeah,
rule.
so we
you
have to as
Yeah,
well.
what's interesting is, the Broncos made it very, very, very clear that it's NFL mandated that the last day they could put tickets on sale was today. So that's why they did it today. And you can buy.
Is the Broncos organization superstitious?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Because like I am.
Totally.
But we just never thought of like an organization and
Right.
having superstition.
They know better than that.
Yeah. So you can buy tickets right now for the first two rounds of the playoffs.
How did they make it clear that it was mandated by the NFL?
I got a call from them.
And then everybody tweeted out, as was mandated by the NFL. Yeah. Every one of the tweets, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So you
I
can get your
love
playoff
that.
tickets.
I know.
Season ticket holders can lock their tickets up right now. And there's very limited seats for the general public. Those will become available, I guess, when the Broncos lock up that
got knocked
first
all
round.
One of
And I said win this time for you. Or no, I said if in that
You
case.
should have said
no,
it.
when,
There we go.
When they do. No, when they do.
Oh,
One of
boy.
the best parts of being like a member of something is just when you get to not be in the general public.
Yeah.
Like I'm a season ticket holder. You're not in the general public anymore. That's sick.
Right.
That is
Like,
very cool.
Like a semi-private golf course or whatever. It's
Right.
like morning tee times are for members. Afternoon tea times are for the general public.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, the zoo.
Imagine being in the general public.
I get the zoo, the museum,
That's,
early access to
that's
all
big
sorts
time.
of things.
That's
Yes.
big time. You get to hang out with the animals before anyone
Right.
else.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, like I got early access to the DNVR Die Hard sale.
Oh.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
That's big. And well, potentially with that too, diehards, you need to come to our tailgate this week, but not just diehards. We're going to open it up to the general public as well. We got a tailgate going on, and we also
Right.
have a food drive
Right.
going on. And
Emphasis on the drive.
I think this is exactly because
the
I
food.
think this is to counteract Jordan Love's Toyotathon. We are going to be trying to fill up the trunk or the bed of a Toyota truck with canned foods at our tailgate. So we're giving away extra tickets for every item of food you bring, we're giving away extra raffle tickets. So make sure to come, have a great time before the game, and bring some canned food to help counteract Jordan Love's Toyotathon.
I've seen commercials where like they've got like sheets of rock in the back of the Toyota. And, it's like the suspension can handle this. Like, let's test it.
Let's test it.
See how many cans it takes for us to not even be able to drive the Toyota off the lot.
What's the best canned food?
Wow.
Cream corn.
Whoa. Interesting.
No,
I don't even know that I've had
No,
it yet.
baked beans.
Those are good.
Yeah.
They can taste really fresh.
Wow.
They don't even taste like super canned.
Cranberry sauce.
Oh, and it just juggles out.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of a can of chili.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a meal right there.
There's a gap there, though. Like a pretty severe gap.
The thing is, I haven't
like
had
homemade in the crock pot chili
right,
and what you're getting out of a can.
I haven't had homemade chili since my mom went vegan like 12 years ago. So the lack of homemade chili has made me forget that I actually really like that. And like Lexi doesn't eat beans, which kind of ruins the whole thing. So I just have cans only.
I'm making a personal promise to myself. Next time it snows, I'm going to make a giant thing of chili. There's something about turning on the crock pot, going to work, coming home, it's super cold out, and then you just open the door and you just smell the chili.
We need a chili party.
Cook-off. Chili cook-off.
I would not win. Yeah, we can have a cook-off.
Have you guys seen the meme of
SpaghettiOs?
I haven't seen this, but my wife told me about it last night. The meme of when there's onions and garlic cooking on the pot and like the husband across the room says like, wow, it really smells good.
No.
I did that exact same thing last night without knowing. She was cooking onions and garlic, and I said, wow, that really smells good. And she was like, are you kidding? Like, did you know about the
What's
meme?
the meme?
I guess it's just that. It's like, I think
you
it's
don't
like,
actually have to be cooking anything.
It just smells good.
yeah, it just smells good.
Yeah.
But anyways, my reason for saying that is she was making chili. So I had chili last night. It
That
was
definitely
delicious.
seems like a meme that would be on your wife's timeline.
It does. Yeah, it really does.
That is very true.
Yeah. Also, Coors Light does not count as a canned food, right?
No.
Oh,
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
canned
Just
liquid.
wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Chef Boyardee. Okay, we'll get back to Broncos right now. Where even were we? We're talking about how good Josh Jacobs, that news could be for the Broncos. Let's talk about one really quick thing. Sam Ehlinger, guys. Did you hear the story about him yesterday?
Yeah.
He might be the most loyal player in the NFL. Sam Ehlinger once again denied a team the opportunity to hire him for their 53-man roster and potentially have a chance to play. The Colts tried to sign him earlier this week with Phillip Rivers, with a chance to compete with Phillip Rivers to be their starter down the stretch. And he said, no, I'm good. Not just I'm good on the Broncos. I'm good on the Broncos practice squad.
Right. And it is a fun story, but the more details you get, the more you're like, well, yeah, he made the pretty obvious decision because, so he gets the same amount of money either way because the Broncos had him up for beginning of the year to make sure he gets the minimum salary. So the money's the exact same. So the question is just like, for me, Sam Ehlinger, putting myself in his shoes, obviously, what is the brightest future? And so you go to the Colts and you could say, okay, so right now Riley Leonard's hurt. So that's why there's room. You have
Anthony Richardson exist?
IR. What happened to him?
He was stretching before a game with one of the bands, and it snapped and hit him in the eye.
Concussion, right?
No, eye.
Just eye?
It's like eye.
Just
yeah.
eye? Okay.
What if it was concussion from that?
Okay.
That would
Guy
be-
just finds a way to get hurt. So as of now, though, so no Riley Leonard, but could be back soon. You've got Brett Rippon, who's still there.
Yeah.
And then you've got Phillip Rivers. So you would be, maybe you get in there and you prove you're better than Brett Rippon and Phillip Rivers, or maybe you're second. And so real quick, you get a start. But
Then you're cut.
eventually Riley Leonard comes back. Eventually Anthony Richardson comes back. Daniel Jones won't be back, but you have to figure out like this offseason, are you like, do they bring him back? In which case you are now number 6 on the depth chart. And so you're probably back on the street this offseason. Whereas if you stay here, you're not guaranteed the number 3 job again next year, but the path seems a lot more clear.
An opportunity to start, though.
But not really. He was not going to start.
Yeah. I just think of it like it's just good advice for everyone. Don't leave a great job
Yeah.
for a good job.
Yeah.
Right.
For a temporary bump in something.
Yeah, like I mean, said it forever. Like, It used to be backup quarterback's the best job in the NFL, but
Yep.
practice squad quarterback might be the best job ever.
Practice squad quarterback,
Yeah.
where you get that bump at the beginning of the
Yeah.
season,
Right.
so you're guaranteed the roster.
Which is why, and you know, at the time you're thinking like, oh, Broncos, what are you doing? Like now you're guaranteeing him his money all year. You're paying 3 times what you had to. But now it turns out that's why he's stuck around all year, is because you did that. And sometimes you just pay the guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Very
and like, if you become one of Sean Payton's guys,
No,
Right.
you're
you're
set.
just set.
Right.
Because you know if he gets fired and goes somewhere else, not Sean, that'll happen, but he's gonna bring you with.
Well, yeah, it's just you're gonna be around as long as Sean Payton is.
Yep, exactly. And then he's gonna bring you back even when you're gone, like little Jordan Humphrey did. Okay, so guys, let's dive into this game.
Also, last thing, have you seen the meme that goes, accidentally became important at work and it's ruining my life?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you don't become important at work.
Right.
Wow.
Because if you just kind of float through, then there's nobody ever calls you about anything. Nobody, you know?
It's just yeah, I mean, he's not important at work.
Yeah, that's
Everyone's-
and he's making almost $1 million.
It was like, they do the top 100 voting. And so they give the piece of paper to Jarrett Stidham. And they say, okay, don't vote for yourself. And he's like, oh, I don't play. Don't worry about that. It's like, yeah.
Jarrett Stidham, by the way, is a perfect backup
Right.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Just what he does on and off the field.
Just
in
the
that
right
room, and-
energy.
yeah, it is.
Comes through playing Taylor Swift or whatever. Anytime, like Brandon Jones is in the middle, like maybe biggest media day of the year so far. You've got 20 reporters circled around Brandon Jones who's talking about all sorts of intense thing. And here comes Jarrett Stidham just out of the showers with his big old speaker, turning it up, playing some Taylor Swift.
Yep.
All sorts of weird stuff going on, saying, ask him about Cabo Brandon or whatever. And
Mm.
meanwhile, he's trying to explain the penalty at the end of the game that lost all the money for a
Oh,
lot
so he
of us.
probably doesn't want to talk about Cabo Brandon at that point.
Yeah. I think that nickname's right. But again, it's a good energy he brings, especially when Bo can be a little bit intense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is probably the right word. A little lightness.
Yeah.
Lightness, is that a word? I doubt it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Right, it helps.
Levity?
Levity, yeah. I was thinking brevity, and I was like, that's not it.
No.
Guys, yesterday we were talking about the crazy potential history for the Broncos, that they are best team in the NFL record-wise. They are the best. They have the best, longest win streak in the NFL, and they have the longest home win streak in the NFL.
Right.
And Henry, you had some examples of 30 times when a team with a 10 straight win was underdogs at home.
40, I think.
Bad
40.
bad time to not have my computer.
Well, that's okay because I have updated
Oh, good.
stats
Oh,
per the
good.
Elias Sports Bureau.
Yeah.
The Broncos are the first team in NFL history to be home dogs while riding a 10-game win streak and at least a 10-game home win streak.
Wow.
First team ever. And of course, the Patriots don't count with that because they don't have that 10-game win streak right now. And the Broncos actually have an 11-game win streak right now at home.
Build
I
a
love the
statue.
Elias Sports Bureau.
Yeah. We'll never forget.
Yeah.
What
I
a
mean,
game we're
they've
going to
just been
see.
cooking
Yeah.
forever.
They were really the OGs.
I know. Like, I have like nostalgia towards the Elias Sports Bureau from watching Sports Center as a kid.
Right.
It's very true. Let's hear from Sean about how he feels about being a home underdog. Let's do that one right now. Sean, how do you feel about being a home underdog?
I don't really pay attention to that until, look, we know we're playing a good football team. And so that's something that we have no control over. We've got 4 tough opponents the next 4 weeks. 3 of the 4 of them are at home. We're counting on our crowd this week, not just at the line of scrimmage, but while they're in the huddle. I go back to a few weeks ago, and that communication that exists from the opponent when they're in the huddle, you'd be surprised when some teams, stadiums have it figured out. The quarterback to the group in the huddle, if that at all gets blurry, you have problems. And I thought our last home game with Kansas City was significant, and I'm counting on it being even at a higher level. So, we're playing a good team.
Sean Payton has called out the media at times, but Sean Payton just called out Broncos Country. He wants you to turn up for this game specifically. His point of emphasis is turn up, not when Jordan Love is at the line of scrimmage, when he is in the huddle. What Sean Payton wants to see. Sean Payton wants to see Jordan Love putting his hands over his ears and asking for the call again. Exactly. And Matt LaFleur screaming into his thing. That is what he wants. And I will say that Chiefs game was the most electric of the season in terms of the home crowd, but it is not the most electric that I've seen. There is, as Sean Payton said, a next level to this. And I think we're going to see that this week, and I think we're really going to see it in the playoffs. So better be prepared to not talk on Monday.
Totally. I mean, you just look at the prices for the cost to get into the game. Like, there is a rabid demand for going to this football game. And so if you're there, you got to show out.
It's because there's so many Packer fans. Like, this game is probably the most well-attended game by opposing fans of the season. I think Cowboys is the other one you usually circle. But
Steelers.
with them being down a bit.
Why would there be Packers fans?
Everybody's a Packers fan. Like, it's just the history. Like, in the same way, like, all the teams that back in the day were good, they fought. Like I know Lexi's aunt who lives here, she and her friends were planning on going because they're Packer fans and wound up deciding not to because it's like $400 or whatever to go. But like, there's just good Packer fans everywhere. Yes, I agree. Good. I know.
So
there's a person in our company who's a Packers fan who wrote in our Slack, like, hey, let me know if anyone has a connection for tickets. I'm like, no, I would literally never.
No, if you get a ticket, I'm boxing your car in so you can't go. Like that, to make this clear. Also,
and like, I'm so serious about that.
Yep.
Also, that was a time where Sean should have snapped at whoever the reporter was, I'm not sure, and said, because the question is essentially, like the big conglomerate of nerds believe that there's like by a 54-46 margin, you're less likely to win this. Like, if you're a coach and you hear that, like, you're not favored. Like, shut the hell up. Like, who in what world are they at all interested in what the sports books have to say about any sort of game?
Well, it's a nice opportunity for them to just be like, no one believes in us. We're so disrespected. It's kind of a layup in that regard.
Mike Vrabel essentially had that answer yesterday because, as we know, the Patriots are also home dogs being 11-2 this week. He said pretty much what you just said.
Yeah, by the way, if my literal best friend in the world was a Packers fan, which it would be hard to be my best friend if you were a Packers fan, but like, if they were, I still wouldn't help them go to the game.
Absolutely.
I love it. I completely agree with you. There is, Bo had a fascinating answer to this and a fantastic answer to this. And shout out to all moms. That's coming up next.
Bet365, man, what a place. What a place. I mean, everyone in my family should probably write a thank you card to Bet365 for having much better Christmas gifts this year. And I'm going to write a thank you card to Bet365 just for making my sports experience more fun. Like, Thursday Night Football tonight, what do we got? Falcons and
the Bucks.
And Bucks.
And the Bucks suck now. The Falcons have always sucked.
Yeah,
everyone knows.
It's a stinker.
Everyone knows
it's a big game.
I'm just not I'm not an NFC guy. And so if it weren't for Bet365, I just don't think I would care. I just really wouldn't care. Yeah. But tonight I will. I'll have some like Bijan Robinson props in there with maybe like a Baker Mayfield. I don't know. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So shout out to our friends over at Bet365. Get over there. Use the code DNVR365 and you're going to get $150 in bonus bets. Whether or not your bet wins or loses, just deposit $10 and place a bet for $5. With that code DNVR365. Terms and conditions apply.
And also, you talked about Christmas presents, Ryan. We are at that time where I have the perfect Christmas present for you to give your mom, your significant other, your cousin, your friend, and that is our friends over at Aura Frames. And you can still order now and get it by Christmas. The really cool thing about Aura Frames, I mean, we know what Aura is. It's you exude just great things. Yeah, Aura. And that's what literally Aura Frames do. They exude great photos on their digital frames, and you can get $35 off your Aura frame for yourself, for a gift for someone else by going to auraframes.com and use the code DNVR. That's AURA frames.com, promo code DNVR. This deal is exclusive to our listeners, and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Go to auraframes.com. Use that code DNVR. And shout out to our presenting sponsor, Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 right now. Henry's looking up some lines for the weekend over at Bet365.
Lines and
Let's hear from Bo. So Bo was asked by the exact same reporter, Henry. The exact
It
same.
wasn't you, was it?
It was not me.
Okay.
No. By a very veteran reporter.
At least I do appreciate you're coming into it. You have a story to write. You're writing the stories. You're asking the questions for the story.
Veteran move.
Absolutely.
Gave me an opportunity to write the story too,
There
and
you
I
go.
didn't.
I shouldn't say I never liked that though. Like, because I've been in that position too. I always felt awkward asking 3 people the same question.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
You know, like I know, like
True.
I got a job to do, so like sorry, but by the 3rd time I was like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
all right, here we go again. I'm gonna ask it again just so I can finish off this story.
Yeah, exactly. And so this person definitely was able to get what they wanted for their story because this was Bo's answer. Simply asked what he thinks about being a home underdog.
I don't really care. My mom thinks we'll win, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, he was a lot nicer than I would have been. I said, what do you think I care? Like, do you think I actually, like, oh no, maybe I need to think about this game differently because the sportsbooks say it's 54-46. What am I to do? No, it doesn't matter at all. It matters to the people at home. It doesn't matter to anybody there.
Would it bother you if you found out that your favorite comedian had like a team of people writing jokes for them?
Huh. So my mind goes to rappers.
Uh-huh.
So
Does it
the
bother
first
you?
thought is like, you just put them in a different category. Like if you can actually write all that, you're an artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're just like mumbling along to somebody else's work, it's different. And I think that I hold the same belief toward comedy. It doesn't mean like you're not good or I don't like you. It just means like somebody who can write an hour of jokes all by themselves. That's a different level compared to somebody who can write a few and, you know.
Okay.
Are you saying this wasn't Bo's joke?
I mean, he's got a great team of writers.
Maybe his mom's one of his writers. She's like, I finally want to get in on one of these.
No, the
Wow.
Broncos just happen to have the best person in the NFL on their staff who knows exactly what everyone's going to ask and knows how to prepare his people for that.
And if you listen hard in that clip, the end of it, you hear his laugh in there too.
That doesn't bother me at all. The delivery is what matters.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like I don't care where the joke came from. It just did it land.
Yep. And it did.
Speaking of landing jokes, real quick, every comedian should hire the Indianapolis Colts media to be in the crowd for their specials.
Dude.
Bro, they were breaking the mics how loud they were laughing.
So
at Phillip
I saw
Rivers.
someone like comment or quote tweet it that like there might be pumped in laughs. And I was like, there can't be. Listen to it. I'm like, no, there might be like pumped in laughs.
I'm telling you,
there might be a laugh track.
that is just that whole group of media is just a laugh track.
Because somebody
they
asked
were
Phillip Rivers like, how much do you
cackling.
weigh? And he was like, I haven't weighed myself. And but that was all it was, right?
Well, it was that,
Yeah.
and then the final punchline was like, "But I ain't never running away from anybody anyway." And then I mean, the
Louder
play
than
brought
that.
the house down.
But at the same time, like when I think of Indiana, I don't necessarily think like funny people, you know?
I also don't think of
offense
a
to
big
anybody out
media
there.
contingent.
No.
They have the Colts, the Pacers, and that's it.
Yeah, they have Caitlin Clark.
That's true. That's true. They have Caitlin Clark.
Not funny. From my
I
understanding.
would
I'm
say
just-
she is funny.
is she funny?
Yeah.
So she's got, or they've
I've
got
never heard a joke.
only 3. Yeah, I don't know. Dion, actually, maybe pull that up. We'll play it at the end. Just find a ridiculous Phillip Rivers clip of the laugh
Definitely
track.
not the search I would put
Yeah,
in, but
what would you type in?
I would
Phillip
type
Rivers
in
laugh.
Phillip Rivers
Media.
media availability.
You just go to
or-
awfulannouncing.com. I bet it's
Yeah,
right up there.
I bet you're right. Okay, so Henry, you're saying that doesn't matter. You know what I think does matter, and I think that is the key in this game. It's what we've been talking about. I think the home field advantage is the reason the Broncos will win this game, despite the Broncos not being favored in this game at home. I think that's what's the difference in this game. If they were playing in Green Bay probably has a pretty good home crowd. I'd probably be leaning toward the Packers. Now, in Denver, I'm leaning toward the home team because I think that is going to be the difference in the game. And it's rare to point to something non-football to be the difference in the game, but I think that's the tipping point for me.
Yeah, I mean, also the weather.
Right.
If you're at Lambeau, like knowing what that's supposed to be -20 wind chill at the Bears Stadium this weekend means it's probably
way.
pretty rough
Oh,
up in Green Bay as well.
yeah.
We're getting 60 degrees on Sunday.
That's crazy.
Like, I was for a second worried about, I hadn't looked at the weather yet, and I was worried about, like, oh, we're doing the pregame show at the tailgate. Like, how cold is it going to be? And I just pulled it up. I'm like, oh, my God.
That is amazing.
Might as well be October.
Yeah.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah. It could go any way.
Henry, what's your key to the game?
Oh, right. That's what we're doing. Jeez. Pass rush depth. Pass rush depth. You know what you're going to get from Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper and kind of those guys. But what made them so good at the beginning of the year was that even when they weren't on the field, they were still getting the quarterback, making the ball come out quickly. I'd say, like, you just can't have the lapses that we've sometimes seen recently. Key to the game, pass rush depth.
That was great. That reminded me of, like, being at the sushi bar. You can just get to see them make the food. Like,
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you were cooking up that take in real
Right.
time. You had never thought about it until that exact
And it came
moment.
out good.
Right. Yeah. Pass rush depth.
Nice. I am going to say the key to the game is, I'm trying to figure out how I phrase this. Essentially just Bo remaining comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
When he has been calm and cool in the pocket, the Broncos win. And even when he hasn't, the Broncos also win. But the Broncos win in a much more comfortable,
gratifying way.
Gratifying way, yeah. And 3 weeks in a row, I've seen that, Bo.
Yeah.
Which is really, really nice to see. So as long as that, I guess for me, it's like, is that now just Bo? Like, are we past the happy feet, dancing around, like scrambling like a chicken with his head cut off Bo? And is this just the new Bo? Because if so, that's not only going to be the key to victory this week, it's going to carry the Broncos a very long way.
And then especially if he proves it this week, then I think there's no question of, is this a 3-week Bo or is this just Bo? Because you're going up against Micah Parsons. And you're going up against very good pass rush. I believe they're top 5 in sacks, still 22 sacks behind the Broncos, which is just incredible. Shows you how good their pass rush is.
Have you seen the mic'd up stuff, the NFL film stuff from the Broncos game?
Yep.
When Sean was talking about, like, yeah, he's just so patient, like comfortable, just throwing the ball, just letting things develop. Like, that's the Bo you want, not the Bo who's just like, no, and then just takes off somewhere.
Right, exactly. And what's so encouraging about that Bo, Ryan, to me, is that Bo has 0 touchdowns and 1 interception in the past 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
And the Broncos have won, and that's when he's felt the most comfortable.
Reminds me, Brandon McManus. I don't know if I think that there's going to be like a big miss that changes the game or if this could be some sort of Brandon McManus revenge game. But I have a feeling we will be talking a lot about Brandon McManus after this game.
I love that. And I love it because Brandon McManus has one of the worst field goal percentages in the NFL this year. He's at like 75%.
Right.
Or like Brandon McMahon miss.
Brandon McMahon miss.
But like, will it come down to one field goal at the end that he makes or misses? Well, there will be something about Brandon McManus from this game.
Would you want Will Lutz kicking the game-winning field goal for the Broncos or Brandon McManus lining up for a long field goal to potentially win it for the Packers?
Gonna need the exact number.
Yep, give me numbers.
Both kicks are from 57.
Have either of them made they both have decent games up to this
The
point?
score's 14-14.
Oh boy,
Give
no
me-
field goals yet.
Yeah.
Only
Give me,
extra points.
Will Lutz 57-yarder for the win.
I agree.
I think I agree at the same time. The fact that Sean just refuses to kick a 60-yard field goal with him when the situation is so obvious that you should do it makes me think that there's something about those long-range field goals he doesn't like when that's where Brandon McManus lives. But I will ride with Will Lutz because he's carried us this far.
57 isn't even long anymore.
I agree.
Which is crazy.
So why are they punting and stuff?
I will go back to a thought that I had last weekend, which was maybe Will Lutz wasn't 100%. So hopefully that wasn't the case because that didn't change my answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very fair. Sean's going to pull out all the tricks to make sure Brandon McManus does not win a game for the Packers over the Broncos.
So wait, take me back. I don't know if I remember the lore of this. Was Brandon McManus cut to make room for Will Lutz?
No, Brandon McManus was cut before they even knew they could get Will Lutz. So Brandon McManus, Sean was hired in what? Technically traded the first day of February, last day of January. The first day of OTAs start, Sean brings McManus up to his office, cuts him the very first day.
Man.
And there's some behind the scenes stuff that kind of indicates he wanted to do that for a while. And then the Broncos go with 2 kickers. Do you remember their names at all?
Little guy from Dallas.
Little guy from Dallas.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And then the lefty, right? Wasn't there a lefty too?
Was he?
Lefty
He was the
kicker?
bigger guy who maybe he was like a USFL guy potentially.
Oh, so we got small guy from Dallas and big
guy
USFL.
from USFL.
And it was like, okay, one of these guys is going to win the kicking competition and be their kicker. Nope, just right at the end of that, Sean just traded for Will Lutz.
After saying repeatedly, like, well, you're not just like competing with each other. There's all the kickers around the league, and every time he gets asked, he just say it over and over again. Then Will Lutz gets cut into it.
I would have. It would have never crossed my mind.
Brent Maher. Brent Maher?
Yeah, you're right. That is the little guy from Dallas.
Wow.
Maher.
Yeah.
Isn't there also like Bill Maher,
right?
the science guy?
Also exists.
No,
Nope.
that's Bill Nye.
not the science guy.
Bill Maher, not
Not a science guy.
He's a comedian.
Okay.
In his
probably
own
has
way.
people write jokes for him.
Probably.
Oh man, you made me lose my train of thought. Oh, it had never crossed my mind that Sean Payton and I might think similarly until Benny started saying it. But I also had been wanting to cut Brandon McManus for a while.
Could you imagine if in
Ever since he
training?
threw his helmet on the sideline.
Could you imagine if training camp, if Brandon McManus came out in like a ref's outfit with Sean?
I cannot imagine.
Sean would, he'd be gone right then.
And it's crazy because, like, I don't know. In the moment, that doesn't mean anything. But I prefer having a coach who you would say that about.
Yep. Yep. I completely agree. Guys, I want to know.
I'll never be able to have my kicker throwing a helmet. It's a hard and fast rule for me.
Will Lutz won't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Elliot Fry was the other kicker.
Elliot Fry.
Yep. He actually did kick in the NFL a little bit. He just started his career with the Orlando Apollos.
Man, Sean Payton fried him on his way out. So, guys, let's get to our picks. I want to know, do you have the Broncos winning? That's coming up next.
Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. I usually try not to yell into the microphone in the podcast because people, they listen with the things in their ears. But Taco Bell, that makes me yell. They've got so much good stuff. I'm still avoiding the crunchy things, but honestly, it can kind of make the experience more fun when you know that, like, okay, these are off limits, but you have to pick like your 3 or 4 things that fit exactly what you're trying to find. Taco Bell, it's just the best. I'm a big fan of the beans. Big fan of I just like some ground beef, and they obviously do it better than anybody. But what an incredible food! So much good stuff. Nacho, you know all this stuff. And right now, if you want to go over to Taco Bell, they've got their steak and roasted poblano rolled quesadilla in there. It's a twist on a classic. All sorts of good stuff. The marinade steak, roasted poblano peppers. Cantina chicken is still around as well. So college football season's winding down. 1 week left to pick up the Buffs box. Best value in food. Grab the $7 box. Live Moss at Taco Bell.
You know what goes great with that $7 box and makes me yell? Coors Light, baby.
Oh.
I love
boy.
Coors Light. And it's almost the weekend, and when Thursday Night Football hits, it's time to crack open a Coors Light because that is a time to chill, and Coors Light is all about chilling. Guys, we have Sunday football all day long, huge games. You want to make sure you have your Coors Light with you. And in fact, if you don't have it, run out to the liquor store. If you can't run out to the liquor store, go to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Well, it will be delivered straight to you. You're going to be chilling with friends, yourself, family this weekend. Make sure to grab Coors Light because it's all about chill. It's bottle chilled. It's brewed chilled. It is served chilled, so much so that the cans and bottles turn blue when the mountains are the perfect chill for you. Make sure to grab Coors Light for this weekend and make the most out of your times to chill. Get Coors Light delivered by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in with us, especially in the Toyota chat live right now. Hit us with the thumbs up, and we've got a question, the Great Dane.
I mean, I think the answer is in the comment.
Right?
No Taco Bell.
In Denmark?
Crazy.
That's
Right.
wild.
Because
I mean, it's really not that wild.
comment being have to drop by Taco Bell when I'm in Denver next year. And the reaction is, of course, like the Taco Bells everywhere. You don't have to, like, our Taco Bells are really good, maybe even particularly good, but they're Taco Bells everywhere. But maybe not Denmark.
I guess
I've never been to Denmark.
Neither have
I
I.
haven't even been to that part of the world necessarily. So, but I wouldn't assume there's any Mexican food at all.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
So without the
right.
introduction to even like and I know that Taco Bell isn't like authentic Mexican food, but without the introduction to even like the concept of it.
Right.
I just don't think you would probably like send a franchise out there.
Right. You might just be confused. Like they hand you a
it's gone too- this has
taco
gone
and
too
you're
far.
just,
Wow.
what
Okay,
is
so
this?
let's get your picks, fellas, and then we'll give you a rooting guide for who to cheer for later in the weekend. Henry, are the Denver Broncos beating the Green Bay Packers at home?
I'll say yeah. Shoot. 20-13.
20-13. So the over-under, I believe, is it 40.5 or 43.5? It's one of those right there. So you've got the under, and you've got the Broncos obviously covering and money line hitting. Ryan?
Did you say 2013? 24-21. Will Lutz walk off 57-yard field goal.
Oh, let's go.
Wow.
Ryan's got the over then. I like that. And I'm going to go 19-18 with a Will Lutz walk-off 57-yard field goal.
Wow.
I think this is going to be an ugly game. I love the under in this game. I love the under in Broncos.
The weather makes me wonder.
That's fair. It's a very good point.
Great Dane says they do have Mexican food because they're close to England, which
England has everything.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Also says Cajun food in Norway.
What?
I find that tough. At the very least, it can't be any good.
Where I'm kind of lost is like, I don't think I could find Norwegian food in Denver.
Do you know
Well,
what
I mean,
Norwegian
it's just
food
like
is?
a raw fish, salted fish,
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
No, we just make assumptions of
Yeah,
the
we're just-
foods
we're-
that other
Yeah.
cultures eat.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
like when we were in London and I was just getting texts from our English friends being like, nope, wrong again. I think you just said it was wrong. That made no sense. Nope, we don't do that.
Yeah. I just imagine they salt some fish and call it a day.
Well, we do know the cuisine that they have out there in Kansas City. The Chiefs, they've got that barbecue.
Man, is it good.
Chargers going in to Kansas City. First off, who do you want to win? Or I guess, who do you want to lose? I'll phrase it that way. Who do you want to lose more?
Here's the thing. So
Chargers.
we were talking about this. I went through, I got like a story on like what the ideal situation is for the Broncos for all this. And to me, the ideal situation is Broncos 1 seed, Patriots are probably the 2 seed, Jags get the 3 seed, Steelers get the 4 seed because that's one between them and the Ravens. From there, you have the 3 wild cards that are pretty much decided unless the Colts go on like an insane run that nobody could predict. In that case, it's the Chargers, Texans, Bills in some order. I think you want the Bills to play the Patriots in the first round and knock one of them out.
Agreed.
And Chargers and Texans in whatever order, maybe ideally Chargers 6 so that they can play the Jags. Makes it more likely you get to play them instead of
They've
playing the
lost to
Texans.
the Jags once before in the playoffs.
That is true. But it makes it less
awesome
likely,
fashion.
more likely to hit the Chargers than the Jags in the second round. But for all that to happen, you would be saying we want to root for the Chargers and the Patriots this week, both of which go against the idea of just going getting the 1 seed. And I think at this point, before you can start playing all those scenarios, you have to say Broncos need to get the 1 seed. So you need to have the Chargers lose. Because again, if they go 3-0 in their next 3 games, Broncos go 2-1. That last game is for the division, for home field. If obviously Chargers 2-1, Broncos 1-2, same thing. So I think you still just have to cheer for the Chiefs, and you still have to cheer for the Bills to beat the Patriots.
Yeah, you don't have to cheer for the Chiefs. You just have to prefer that they win.
You cheer for the Chargers to lose more.
Exactly.
And that game is at 11 a.m., so we get to watch that one before the Broncos game.
But we'll probably be locked in on Bills Patriots.
That's true.
The four different screens on my little phone here. But again, like for the people in the chat saying, go Chargers, bury the Chiefs. There's a real chance. If the Chargers win that game and the Broncos lose, the Chargers control their destiny for the AFC West.
Yeah.
Which is not a situation I think we want to be in. Broncos also control their destiny.
Yeah, don't love that.
But I think that's why
agree with
you got to cut the head off these Chargers.
Yeah.
By leaving the head on the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm with you. But let's say it goes the other way. Let's say the Chiefs lose. If the Bills, Texans, and Jags win, the Chiefs are eliminated officially.
If they lose.
Officially. If they lose.
Right.
Yep. So that's just a fun little storyline to follow.
The Chiefs are 2 losses behind 4 teams playing for 3 spots.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they would need
A lot.
2 different teams to completely collapse.
Essentially, they need to go 4-0. Chargers can only win 2 games. The Colts can only win
But the Colts
also
aren't
2
in
games.
right now.
2 games. Right, but the Chiefs would have to surpass them as well as the Chargers. Otherwise, the Colts would just be to get that 7th seed. Right? Because they have to jump both in order to get up there. So there are a bunch of different scenarios.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So who will win?
I have the Chiefs winning this game in a disgusting slop fest. Something like 16-13.
Makes sense.
I have the Chargers winning this game in a disgusting slop fest. I think they just have a run game. Amari and Hampton, it's not every play you're like, wow, he's good, but there are enough plays where it's going to be enough to outlast a terrible Chiefs offense.
My favorite bet this week is Chiefs or Chargers plus 5.5. It started at 3.5. It's gone up to 5.5. I know those aren't very consequential numbers, but that's just wild. Give me the Chargers in this one.
Me not thinking a number is consequential has cost me so many times.
I know. There are just so many, like, the
You're like,
Jets.
why would it matter if it's 3.5 or 2? Or I guess that is one. Like 3.5 or 4.5.
Yeah.
And then somehow they lose.
And then
by
it
4.
gets to it, because of a field goal. Yeah, it's the worst.
Jets plus 13.5 against the Jags. Could see the Jags totally blowing that. Like, it'd be the most Jags thing to do.
But I can't bet on the Jets.
Right. But I mean, that's just so many points. Cardinals plus 9.5 against the Texans. Texans can't beat anybody by 2 scores. And like, maybe the Cardinals are the team, but like,
Cardinals might not score.
I know, but are the Texans even capable of scoring 20 points?
Yeah.
You know, like there's so many of these all the way down that 13.5 for the Colts against the Seahawks. I might just be on all the dogs all week.
All the dogs until Phillip Rivers can't throw a pass, and you're like, why the hell did I bet?
You're just thinking spreads, or are you thinking the dogs might pull off some of these wins?
I think they might, but I don't.
Wow.
The thing is, I don't want to be picking some money lines and some spreads and then getting the wrong ones.
Yeah.
But I've gone through a bunch of different ways of how to do this and haven't picked one yet.
Years ago, my friend introduced me to the all dogs NFL round robin.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And if you just hit one of those weeks where crazy stuff happens, it could be very fun.
Yeah. Okay, and then final game in the AFC West. You got the Raiders taking on the Eagles. Anyone want to pick an upset?
Again, I love betting against the Eagles more than maybe anybody. That's just not like they're a fine football team, but there is nothing about them that's unique in any way. The Raiders are just so bad you can't do it though.
Yeah.
That's why I love all those points they'll give me. I can't take the upset.
It's slump buster for the Eagles.
Yeah. And if there's any team, it's the Raiders that you do it with. Okay, so those are our picks. I'm also going Eagles, obviously. Let us know your picks in the Twitter chat, and if you're listening below, drop those, or if you're listening later, drop those below.
By the way, after watching Justin Herbert last week, I'm worried about what's going to happen to him against that Chiefs defense, the way that they played last week.
Right.
I completely agree. You should be worried about a couple of guys. Did you guys hear? Obviously, you should be worried about Phillip Rivers going up against that Seattle defense because that's a terrible defense to play for your first game. I don't know.
I'm leaning yes.
Yeah, I would think so too.
The vibes are yes.
Worried about Justin Herbert. And then, did you guys see Joe Burrow yesterday talking at the podium?
I mentioned that his first press conference when he came back was weird.
Yeah.
Everything he's been saying for weeks has been pretty weird.
Has been giving Andrew luck.
I would throw for years. I would say he's always been a fussy little whiny guy.
Wow.
I would.
What'd you say to his face?
Yeah. Yeah, I would. I mean, I say it here. I have that thought a lot when I say these things to people's faces, and the answer is yeah. I mean, what's he gonna do? He's gonna hit me with his pretty little hands. I doubt
that's the thing is people are just willing to talk crazy to athletes because they know they can't do anything.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like I just
and then
it's
the one time they do something, everyone they're the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's the flaw of the pretty boy quarterback. Like
did you actually hear this presser though?
I only saw a couple clips.
It was weird. Not in like a weird like Joe Burrow's being like counterculture weird. Like he was just like he sounded so over it.
He sounded done.
Yeah.
And not afraid to hold it back, which is crazy. So maybe Joe's not in the league.
But this was also like, this comes 2 weeks after he was like, I mean, if I can play football, like I'm just going to play football.
Right.
Go out there and play with the friends.
Yeah. But now he's kind of saying like, yeah, I got to find a way to like have fun or whatever it was.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, and then they're like, "Well, are you having fun?" He's like, "No." And then they're like, "Is it personal issues or football issues?" And he's like, "Both." It's like, "Oh, geez."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going through it. Okay, we are going to give you the rooting guide for the rest of the weekend. We're going to do that in overtime. Go to thednvr.com to finish the conversation online. So, guys, this Bills-Patriots game, what do we want?
You got it. Like in a perfect world where everything plays out your way down the stretch, the Patriots win this game because it pushes the Bills down to the 7 seed, and you want to push the Bills down to play the Patriots. But like the odds of everything going your way are just so slim.
I think in a perfect world, the Bills surpass the Patriots.
I guess that would just depend on whether you'd rather play the Bills or the Patriots in the playoffs. And I'd rather play the Patriots.
Why do you say that? Because I guess you're saying, okay, I see what you're
right,
saying.
because you have to go on the road. And the big thing being it's a 2-7 matchup.
But there's a chance you end up playing the Bills in like the second round.
Right. That's the flaw in it. But if that means that you have to play the Bills, but the Patriots are already out, because like you look at the odds, there are 3 teams tied for the best chances to make the Super Bowl from the AFC. It's those 3 teams: Broncos, Bills, Patriots. If one of them's out and you have to play the Bills in your first playoff game, AFC Championship game, you're left with Jags, Steelers, Chargers, Texans, the scariest of the group.
Yeah.
But again, like in that world, you wind up with one tough game, one easy game, and you'd probably like to push that tough game back a week, but just the chance to knock the Bills off early, I think is worth it.
I think we're too many steps down the road
I
where
agree.
I'm just going to say I want the best chance at the 1 seed.
Yep.
And so I'm pulling for the Bills.
Yep. And that's the answer right now. That's why, again, perfect world, I think it plays out differently. Same thing, like perfect world, I think the Chargers beat the Chiefs, but in terms of just doing things in order, you want the Chiefs to beat the Chargers, you want the Patriots to beat the Bills.
Henry, you mentioned it earlier, but you want the Ravens to be absolutely just done as well. So you're pulling for the Bengals. They were 4-9. They're not making any moves into the playoffs after their catastrophic
Quarterbacks can be playing
loss.
with nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
They've played some good football recently.
They have.
They were
So
going to beat the Bills.
I think that one is very, very possible.
That's another one. Like it's 5.5 point spread.
Yep.
I'll take the Bengals plus 5.5. Absolutely.
Yep. Jets, Jags.
I think you want the Jags in this one. I think you want the Jags to have the home field game over the Texans in the playoffs.
Probably agree with you there. Cardinals, Texans.
I think, again, in a perfect world, you want the Bills to be that 7 seed.
Or you want the
Or the
Texans to
Colts.
fall out.
Yeah, you want the
for
Colts.
the Colts.
But the Texans already have the 1-game lead on the Colts, and the Colts play 4 playoff teams that are locked in. And I think the Colts are already cooked.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a case there. But you are cheering for the Colts to beat the Seahawks as the biggest underdogs of the week.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's true. And then the final game, Monday night, you got the 6-7 Dolphins going up against the 7-6 Steelers.
This is big Steelers fans. We are massive. We are the world's biggest Steelers fans the rest of the way.
I agree.
Keep Lamar Jackson out of the playoffs.
Yep. I completely agree.
Yep. Go Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Our guy.
I won't go that far.
Oh.
No, definitely not. All right, that's going to do it. We got some super chats to hit on the way out. And speaking of the chat, hit us with a thumbs up. We really appreciate everyone tuning in.
Also, shout out to our advertisers who make it possible for us to do this show every single day.
Absolutely.
And also take up 6 minutes of the show, not half of it.
Yes. People like to say half. The answer is 6 minutes.
Yes. And let's jump into the super chats. Throwing Bricks 138 says, at what point are these wide receiver drops a concern? LFB.
Right now, they have been for a while. I mean, the Broncos dropped the ball too much. And it's not, they are a drop team. When you hit December, there's no like changing that narrative, because even if you go drop free for a month, you're still going to have massive amounts of drops. Like you just hope that, you're playing the Bills in the AFC Championship game, trying to make a drive at the end, that you don't see the drop there. But no, I mean, the drops are one of the problems this team has.
But Henry, they're trying to do like the RJ Harvey fumble. They're just trying to get the drops out of the way now.
That's not how drops work. The thing about the fumble is that RJ runs around with the ball all over the place, and maybe he'd stop that if somebody just knocked it out once, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, right. Let's lock this in now," instead of.
Can the Broncos recover it?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, ideally, yes.
Okay, good. The drops. The thing about concerns is they don't really matter when you're winning. So the drops are already a concern.
Yep.
It's just that concerns are just complaints when you're winning.
Exactly. Yes.
That's a good point.
Yes.
David Robinson rounds us out and says, these quick passes that our last few opponents did seem to be effective against us. I know we won those games, but are we worried at all about a team like the Packers being more effective at it? Well, Sean Payton was asked about that, and Sean Payton said, well, that's kind of what the team's designed to do. We kept everything in front of us. But then Sean did say, we do have some things to clean up in that area. So, yeah, Sean's not panicked about it, but they know they can be a little better.
You can't take away everything.
Right.
So you have to make decisions. When you're playing against the Commanders and the Raiders, your decision is we don't want them to be able to quick strike us because we feel like they're not going to be able to string drives together.
Yeah.
When you're playing against the Packers, you might change that and say, like, we're going to dare them to beat us over the top and see if they can hit those passes against our coverage.
And barring something crazy, you don't want to just like change it in the middle of the game because like you're doing what you're trying to do. I'll throw back. Montana played Sacramento State and your new friend Brendan Marion. Sacramento State, incredible run game. Their quarterback was essentially a running back though. And so they can't really throw the football. So what does Montana do? They say, okay, you're the best run team in the conference. We're just going to blitz the hell out of it. We're sending everybody every time, one-on-ones. So Sacramento State has the best passing game of the season. And the entire time people are saying like, you got to stop this. You got to stop this. You got to stop this. But that was the goal is like, we're not going to let you run. We're going to let you throw. And in the long run, you're going to miss enough of these that we're going to come out on top, even if it might be ugly on the way there. And that's exactly what happened the last couple of weeks with the Broncos is we're gonna leave all this underneath stuff, but you're gonna miss a couple, or we're gonna make some good tackles, or whatever it may be. And in the long run, we're going to come out on top, and they were totally right. But like you said, it might be a totally different plan when you play the Packers than when you play the terrible, terrible Raiders.
Man, I cannot wait for this game coming up. It's going to be an awesome weekend, and we're going to be right here rocking and rolling with you through it all. Games at 2:25, I believe. So that means tailgate tune in right around 1:45, 1:50, the pregame show, and then we're going to be rocking and rolling with you on a watch along all game long. And then we've got the postgame show. Anything you want to add?
We have a show tomorrow.
That is right.
We have not planned the show.
That is right.
Me and RK and Dre will be here at the same time tomorrow. We'll be talking about the Broncos, I'm sure.
Yes.
Could be talking about other things as well. Zach,
I'll
we
be
hope
joining
to call
you
in.
from Broncos.
Right.
Yeah.
We might have a call in from another prominent Broncos media member.
Way more prominent than me.
We may not. Nobody tells me things. So.
Yeah. Essentially, there's this season is so fun. We're having so much fun with it that we decided let's add another show.
I love it.
What do we do on Fridays other than going to football practice usually? We'll figure that piece out. But yeah, we'll have to figure out what to talk about.
So noon, right?
Noon kickoff. Yep.
Noon.
High
noon tomorrow. Join us.
Yes.
We cannot wait to make this playoff run even that much more fun. So we will see you tomorrow at noon on the DNVR Broncos podcast.
God bless Bo Nix.
We all silly like the mayor.